Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're at a spot where, like everyone in America, you're excited about getting to play someone else. I mean, this doesn't just go fall camp. This goes all the way back to spring ball. So still a lot of work to do. I mean, just in terms of the week, it's still only Tuesday. So but I thought we did some good things on all, in a lot of ways from a standpoint of, run, pass, operation today. So we got to carry that into tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, and then let her rip on Saturday.
What have you seen in their secondary? It looks like they play a lot of deep quarters and sort of a lot of zone looks.
No, you hit it on the head. I mean, that's definitely what they show, but it's also game one, so I don't get too caught up in trying to guess what they're going to do game one. We got to be sound in what we do. So very good secondary. Very good defense in general. So it's going to be a challenge for our guys, and we have to be just on point operating. You get a little bit off, and they'll make you pay.
Like you said, good secondary. I think they were 12th in the nation in pass defense, but an odd kind of. They only had one pick.
Yeah.
What? Can you give me a reason, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I think they just really are just disciplined about not letting you do certain things and who they've got. But, and sometimes just that's one of those freaky numbers that happens in a year. You coach long enough, you end up with weird numbers. But at the end of the day, they were 12th in the nation in terms of what they allowed in passing. And so it'll be a very, very good challenge, like I said, for our receivers, quarterback, just everyone in general in terms of what we can do through the air.
What's the game plan for practice tomorrow before you take off and then once you're there?
Yeah, Coach Wilcox is still talking about it. So I don't know all the details, but we're going to still get a lot of work in, and just exactly what it is at what tempo. We'll talk about it more tomorrow morning.
You said you were confident with any of the four quarterbacks could win games for you. What was it about Ross that eventually separated him?
He was overall he just operated the best, especially in those game scrimmage type moments. So when it became more of it's never live for QBs right now, but when it became more live bullets in terms of scrimmage atmosphere, moving the ball, he just he repped out the best, and it wasn't taking anything away from other guys. I think they all had very good moments, and also everyone made mistakes, as we all do. But at the end of the day, we just felt like based on what he was doing in those situations, he gave us the best chance to win.
He's a guy who's told me he's motivated by failure. He's motivated by the times he remembers not making the right play, not making the right decision. How do you see that? How does that manifest itself in the way he studies and the way he prepares?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's something to that, but you also have to then transition to, not remembering those things when it's time, so it's a fine line. Of course, a lot of great athletes over the years have been motivated by things not going right for them, and they work their tails off in the off season, and they work, to not let certain things happen again. But then once you get in the moment, he's also, I think, a guy, whether he said or not, that's motivated by, certain lights coming on and certain things to where his game sometimes speeds up and takes it to another level, at the bigger moments. Now granted, that's practice right now, but also you can go back to certain success in high school and say the same thing. So that's what I'm excited about, to see him is just in that situation.
Being up there in Washington, do you remember that I mean, it's it's kind of the flip into the end zone. Do you remember, what do you remember about just hearing about that, seeing about that, and being aware of it?
Yeah, no, I knew about Ross, and we looked at film, and obviously, West Coast quarterbacks, especially Washington quarterback, but so yeah, we saw those things, and just that he just brings that type of just that type of flair sometimes, the way he plays. That's just he plays the game that way, but at the end of the day, he found a way to get his team in the end zone a lot, and he found his way to win a lot of games. So I know he's excited about that more than anything. Doing everything he can to help Cal win.
Does that competitiveness resonate with his teammates?
Yeah, it definitely does. I mean, they see that. They see that that authentic fire when he's out there in a scrimmage situation, and just that excitement for and that passion for playing the game. He has that little love for playing the game, and when you have that, you have a chance to play at your very best.
Pivoting back to UNC, they had the 109th rushing defense last year, but you look at it, that no team ran on another team more often than teams ran on North Carolina. What do you take away from seeing that and seeing how other teams use the run game against them?
Yeah, some of the teams, it's just structurally they felt like it was at times more to their advantage to run the ball, and get a little bit more heavy in the run game, and that was just, certain teams' choices, and it seemed to hold true through the rest of the year. But at the end of the day, most defenses are going to give a little, to get something else, whether it be give a little in the pass defense to be stronger in the run, or give a little bit in the run defense to be stronger in the pass. So I still think it was a recipe for a lot of success for them. Obviously, they won a lot of football games, and so I don't read too much into that, in terms of that. In other words, what I'm saying is I don't read into is they can defend the run. I just think they put themselves in spots last year where they weren't going to give up certain big plays and get guys out of position. So occasionally maybe you give up a few more carries because of the looks you're given, but you still win a lot of ball games because you're not giving up huge explosives or giving up big ones in the pass game.
Kind of leaves the run game and the underneath routes maybe a little more. And in that sense, how important is Ross's accuracy, particularly on the short and intermediate balls?
Oh, very important. I mean, it's just very important for any quarterback. I mean, especially when you get into live bullets and you get into this level of football, windows close quickly, things happen quickly. So you have to be accurate, you have to be on time, and you have to work hard to keep the chains moving. And that's going to be. Those are big focuses for us.
We saw him do that, fit into the tight windows in the few practices that we were able to see. Was that a consistent theme for him? He's able to kind of find that double coverage and find the kind of crease there.
He was. I mean, he has, and like I said, he plays without a fear. It's that fine line between understanding when to be aggressive and when not, and you have to still have that. But there are going to be those times when those windows are tight, and you got to trust what you see, and you got to like I say, you got to be able to let it rip, and you got to be able to take that shot when it's there, and he's not afraid to do that. So it's just a matter of continuing to fine-tune when those times are and when they're not, when it's right to check it down or when it's right to come somewhere else. So those are still all part of the growing process.
Is he on the right side of that fine line between fearless and foolish?
Yeah, I mean, some plays he is, some plays he's not, like we all are, right? So it's one of those things where it takes time, though. It does. It takes time, it takes reps, it takes going through it.
Once you knew Ross was the guy, were there any major adjustments to the game plan?
No, not at all. And there wouldn't be, no matter who it was. So, no, not in that situation. They all, in my opinion, operated very well within, what our plan, was, in terms of our base foundation and what our plan was going into this game.
There's rain in the forecast for you on Saturday. Have you worked with or put in something with some of the quarterbacks to prepare for that?
No, we talked about it, in terms of, because I saw that, but no, we really haven't done anything. We just want to focus on what we control right now. I mean, we'll talk about it again tonight, but who knows? I mean, we got to go out and play, and got to go out and and just operate no matter what the weather is.